Coming up on this week's Collegian Report, university leaders talked with students about a racist Snapchat video posted earlier this month. We'll tell you how they're addressing this issue.
More students are using Jack's Cupboard. Find out how the student org is meeting the demand.
And if you've ever been to an SDSU sporting event, you've probably seen him. Learn more about a Jackrabbit Supervan coming up. The Collegian Report starts now. Welcome back to the Collegian Report. I'm Ellis C. Fodder.
And I'm Annie Witt. SDSU President Barry Dunn met with some student organizations last night to answer questions about a racist Snapchat video posted earlier this month. The discussion took place during the American Indian Student Association's weekly meeting. Students asked Dunn questions or wrote their comments down on a note card. Dunn gave an update on the investigation, saying the university is waiting for the criminal investigation from Brookings Police to finish.
I'm sure that's viewed, cynically, or that we're, might be trying to push something under a rug, or, hoping it all goes away. And we're not doing that. The right thing to do is get it investigated professionally and then move forward.
Members of the Latin American Student Association were also there. Dunn also met with the Black Student Alliance last night. For more about what happened at the meeting, you can visit sdsucollegian.com.
More students are using Jack's Cupboard this semester. The on-campus food pantry hosted an emergency food drive this week to help supply the demand. Jack's Cupboard partners with Feeding South Dakota and Midwest Food Bank. Advisor Sloan Bertkey says the partnership lets them buy items in bulk at lower prices. The student org hosted the food drive to get staple items that can't be supplied through these partnerships. Jack's Cupboard is open Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 3 to 6 p.m.
This past Saturday, over 130 athletes competed at the 4th annual Miller Wellness Center Classic. For the second year in a row, the meet was shared with the Special Olympics of South Dakota, with their state powerlifting meet taking place on 2 of the platforms. Nearly 90 Special Olympic athletes lifted alongside college students and community members. Competitors received a free t-shirt, medals for podium finishes, and chances to win raffle prizes. One mother-daughter duo placed first and second in their division. The daughter, Grace Schwan, is a junior at SDSU. She competed for the 3rd year in a row.
I think involved in the Special Olympics is really cool, as it's just a huge community.
Organizers say the event continues to grow with a focus on celebrating strength and building an inclusive community.
Well, next year the student section will be missing its biggest fan. If you know Jack's Athletics, you know superfan Joey Heidemann. He is usually in the front row of the student section, dancing along with the Spirit Squad. The Minnesota native has a deep family connection to SDSU, and Joey said he always knew he would be a Jackrabbit.
I've been juggling since I was 2 years old. My family's been season ticket holders for close to 20 years now, so ever since I was little, I've been coming to games. I've been calling it currently the end of an era, and I'm actually decided to wear my iconic yellow shirt, as my family calls it, because I wear it to every game almost, football, basketball, and anything I went to, so I'm wearing it again for that. But it's kind of bittersweet, actually, because then I won't be able to be in the student section with friends anymore, and I'll have to be with the fans, but it's fun and it has its moment.
Joey graduated in the fall with a major in general studies and a focus in education, recreation, and wellness. Even though he's graduated, he said he still plans to go to as many sporting events as possible.
Spring break is almost here, but you would not know it by looking at the weather. Many students are looking forward to vacationing where it is warmer, but the local weather may affect how you get to your destination. Dean of Students Toby Euchre says students should plan not only for the weather where they are headed, but also the path to get there.
If someone's planning to travel, whether it's home or to a different destination, knowing what the weather looks like where they're headed is really, really important, because you don't want to be excited and get on the road and then realize that you didn't look ahead and there's something that's happening weather-wise that you're just not prepared for.
If you aren't heading home for spring break, make sure to check out the SD State Dining website for dining hours on campus.
Coming up, see how Ag Day is helping teach the next generation about agriculture on the Jackrabbit Ag Report.
And Jackrabbits basketball are Summit League champs for the 4th year in a row. See highlights from the tournament coming up.
The Collegian is SDSU's student-run newspaper. For 140 years, the Collegian has provided students, faculty, and staff with everything they need to know. You can pick up an issue on Wednesdays at locations all around Brookings or view it online at sdsucollegian.com.
This week's Jackrabbit Ag Report is sponsored by SD Corn.
Welcome back to the Jackrabbit Ag Report. I'm Ella Stiefvater. Well, researchers at SDSU are looking at how soybeans could play a bigger role in cattle feed. Over the past 3 years, SDSU researchers tested heat-treated soybeans in finishing cattle diets. Results show cattle can gain 22 to 30 more pounds of carcass weight. A blend of heat-treated soybeans and distiller's grains showed the best results for performance and cost. The approach could help producers raise more beef and increase that demand for soybeans. Well, agriculture is South Dakota's #1 industry, and kids got to learn more about it last week. Over 800 community members headed to the 19th annual Ag Day at the Washington Pavilion in Sioux Falls. The event is a way to educate the public about the different areas of agriculture. With more than 20 vendors, attendees got to explore a variety of topics, ranging from farm safety to even how to make butter. Jaden Boomsma with the JLB 23 Memorial says events like Ag Day give people a better look at the world of agriculture.
It's super important to not only have the farm safety, but this type of community in general, just to get people together. I think it's really cool that we have a lot of ag businesses here, but with farm safety too, it's a great way to just promote it while also getting to know the public a lot in Sioux Falls.
6 cafes clubs representing SDSU joined in on the fun at the event this year. Well, we're officially less than 2 weeks away from Little International, which means it kicks off the Monday we get back from spring break. For the 103rd year, Little I will be bringing students from across campus for a full week of events. Here's a little preview of the schedule. On Monday, there'll be dodgeball, and Tuesday has Ag Olympics, both starting at 9 p.m. Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. is the team fitting contest, followed by Dance in the Chips from 9 p.m. to midnight. On Friday, the livestock shows begin sharply at 9:30 a.m., followed by livestock showmanship starting at 9 a.m. on Saturday. All events will take place in the Animal Science Arena. The shows will include both novice and experienced divisions for beef cattle, dairy cattle, horses, sheep, goats, and swine. More schedule details can be found on the Little I website. And something top of mind for everyone right now is spring break and, of course, the weather around that.
Yeah, for a lot, it's been super unpredictable, and we're hoping to, when we come back, especially for Little I, to have nicer weather. We have Andrew with our forecast.
Thanks, Danny. Looks like March's lamb is turning into a bit of a lion with today's high of 36. The temps will dip around 23 overnight. Expect snow on Saturday and another high of 37. It'll get a little colder than the night before, with lows reaching around 19. Sunday will be more of the same, cold and snow. Estimated high of about 24. The cold will stay through the night as temps reach as low as -1. On Monday, you will see a high of only 16. But the sun should be shining most of the day with a break from the snow. Expect lows near 4. Tuesday, we're right back to where we started. A chance of snow, but this time, a high of 27. Lows will reach close to 18 overnight. Wednesday, with a bit of whiplash, we're going to jump right back up to the mid-40s with partly cloudy skies that will stay for a while. Expect lows near freezing overnight. Thursday, the lamb seems to be back with a lovely high near 60 degrees and lows overnight seeing the mid-30s. Our high Friday will be similar to before with 58 and lows in the mid-30s. Expect high 50s for the rest of the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, though Sunday may be a little bit cooler during the day and overnight. That's going to be all for the weather this week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Andrew. So there's a lot of different varying weather gonna happen, but that's South Dakota for you?
Yeah, it's been all over my social media, but I've also seen a lot about the athletics this week and how exciting some of our teams have been doing.
Absolutely. You know, women's basketball got the big win, and they also had a pretty interesting path to get there. Men's basketball fell short, but ultimately some good results, and there's some fun events in our upcoming future as well. The women's basketball team won their 4th consecutive Summit League title with a win over NDSU. The Jacks, led by Mid-Major Player of the Year finalist Brooklyn Meyer, won all 3 games by double digits. They beat number 7 Kansas City, number 3 South Dakota, and number 1 North Dakota State. The team is hosting a watch party for the NCAA selection show on Sunday at First Macon Trust Arena. Doors open at 6 and the show starts at 7. You can also watch the show on ESPN. Men's basketball season ended with a quarterfinal loss to St. Thomas in the Summit League tournament. SDSU had multiple leads throughout the game, but a 9-point run by the Tommies set the Jacks up 39-37 at the half. St. Thomas didn't let up and ended up winning 80-67. Jaden Jackson led the team in scoring with 16 points. 6 Jackrabbits have been selected to participate in the NCAA Wrestling Championship, with another chosen as an alternate. Brady Rourke, Julian Tagg, Cale Swenson, Moses Espinoza Owens, Bennett Berge, and Luke Rasmussen have all qualified, with Cale Seaton being listed as an alternate. The tournament runs from Thursday, March 19th through Saturday, March 21st. So I think wrestling is one of those teams that not a lot of people acknowledge as being probably one of the best teams at South Dakota State. So seeing so many people make it to the NCAA tournament, and that's going to be next week, it'll be pretty fun to see how that all ends up.
Yeah, absolutely. Something to keep track of for sure over spring break.
Very exciting stuff. Thanks, Jacob. Coming up, see how one club is helping students de-stress from midterms.
Collegian Radio on KSDJ is SDSU's student-run radio station. For over 30 years, the radio has been on air to broadcast music and news for students, faculty, and staff. You can listen to Collegian Radio on KSDJ by tuning into 90.7 in your car or listening online at sdsucollegian.com.
Looking to stay up to date on news around campus? Collegian Media is SDSU's student-run newspaper, radio station, and newscast. From writing to anchoring, taking photos and videos, or selling advertising, Collegian Media gives students in any major the opportunity to get involved. To learn more or to see what's happening on campus, you can visit sdsucollegian.com.
The Collegian Report wardrobe is sponsored by Trends, the sustainable fit.
Welcome back. The Human Development and Family Studies Club held a paint and sip on Wednesday. Students were giving juice boxes and mocktails as well as paint supplies to follow along with painting tutorial online. The club wanted to give students a chance to relax and enjoy a stress-free night after midterms. Club President Kate Anderson says hosting this craft night is a rewarding experience.
So having people attend and seeing them enjoy themselves with their friends and just having fun is like the best part.
The club's next meeting will be a career panel open to all students. For more information, you can visit the club's Instagram or Jack's Club Hub. That's all for the Collegian Report this week.
You can stay up to date on the latest news online at sdsucollegian.com or on social media at SDSU Collegian Media.
We'll be back after spring break. Thanks for watching.